You know, like I was saying earlier while I was praying, a lot of things are happening. The devil is raging like a wildfire, trying to take out the church, to erase it totally, completely. And he's doing it within the Christians. I was opportune to listen to a woman of God that spoke about how the Muslim people, you will never find them put their own pastors or anything down. But only the church that we have the reason to say this is not right. And we have the power because the enemy is fighting our mind because of the power that we carry to destroy the church, to erase it from the face of the earth. But somebody turned to your neighbor and said, not on my watch. I will not be the reason why the church will die. Because I'm a builder. I will continue to build. I will build till I die. Amen. It says, who are you deceiving? You got angry in church and stopped being the member of the choir, left ushering, stopped sanctuary cleaning, and every other work you were doing in church. Eventually, you stopped going to the church because someone spoke to you in a way you didn't like. Who are you deceiving? Most of the messages from the pulpit you said was against you. From your opinion, nobody called you when you were sick because according to you, the church didn't care or love you. But please, excuse me. I didn't write this actually, so I got it from somebody before. It said, but please, excuse me. You've not stopped working for the boss who insults you most of the time. Neither have you stopped work because your colleagues offended or spoke bad of you. Money was the reason. When you were sick, you didn't wait for your boss to call you or look for you at work. Rather, you called and told him about your present condition. No complaint about him not visiting you. Fear of query or loss of the job. Do you remember that at school, your teachers, your schoolmates, and even your best friends offended you? Yet you didn't stop schooling. Who are you deceiving? You can easily miss church but not lectures, because the lecturer will take attendance, which counts in your assessments. You can be late with your appointment with God at church, but you will be extra early for your visa interview at the embassy or catching up a flight. Who are you deceiving? I don't blame you too much. Maybe you don't know or have adequate revelation about church. Please hear me. Church is not a no-offense club where all things must be done to please you and you alone. What have you done in church for the good of others? Or what have you really done for the good of the church? This is for you to think deep, really. All of us, I think I find myself too in there. I'm telling you. According to scriptures, the first knowledge everybody must have about church is that it is the house of God and the gates of heaven. That is Genesis 28 verse 17. Your services to God must be with reverential fear, honor, and respect, because God is watching you. Change your attitude and not your church, and stop deceiving yourself. One of the things I got from this is that we walk in time and season. It's left for us to know everywhere we go, there's going to be offenses. They will come. People will offend us. In fact, in our own houses, your spouse, your children will offend you. Are you to run out of the house because your spouse offended you and just say, I don't want to do anything? So it is time for the enemy, for us to stop letting the enemy to speak negativity. Maybe somebody came to church. I'm usually a jovial, sweet person. And I pass you and I didn't say hello like I'm used to. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know my pain. You don't know if I need that smile from you or a hug. But the enemy is going to turn around and say, oh, she's feeling now, she's like, because she's this, she's that, she's that. That's what the enemy does. Before you know it, you're out of the door. And most of the time is when you're very close to your blessings. Very close. So let's be sensitive. When I read it, a couple of people texted and say, Mama, that thing you read on Sunday, you need to read it back. I need to hear it, and I need a copy. And of course, I'm going to give it to the people after church that requested for it. And I think it's something we need to go through. And it's a whole lot, not just this. The enemy is speaking to our minds, which is the battleground. What are you allowing to take hold of your mind? Let's be sensitive. Let's be sensitive that we will not be caught up in the web of the voice of the enemy, but stay more sensitive to your environment, to your mind, and to your spiritual life, that you will not be caught up with all the negative voices, and watch your company, who you keep as friends, who you listen to, because the enemy is speaking in every kind. I was watching today, a man of God is healing people with a snake. How can you? He carries live snakes and he put it. And I think a lot of people are passing up because they're scared of the snake, and they say, oh, that's their healing. Things are, and the church is packed. There was no seat. This is what is happening today. Some are making people to eat grass. For what? Where is it in the Bible? And the enemy makes them to, cover all that. So God will help us. Let's be sensitive and have discerning spirit and know who we sit under, what we hear, who we talk with, who we associate with. It's a lot. Amen.